minutes to master, tools to explore. Let your imagination soar like never before. AI Tool Time with Rick McCawley, where your digital dreams come true.
One lounge. Ignition.
All right, so I'm going to start here in Google Notebook LM. Going to give you a real quick overview so you get it in 60 seconds what we're doing here. Over on the left is the first panel. It's add sources. What kind of sources can you drop in here? All of these file types. Oh my God. And so we got MP3s, so you can put some music videos in there, PDFs, Markdown, text, BMPs, JPEG 2s, every kind of file format you can imagine, right? So one thing I'll suggest that you do is put in a style guide. So your color palette and your and refer to it. So open up and create, if you've got a whole brand for your company, put all that stuff in there, label it up as a PDF with all your color palette and your hexadecimal numbers and all that kind of good stuff. If you have some images, you'll load that in there, okay? Then you've got connection to Google Drive. Whoo, holy cow. Everything I've got in Google Drive. So here's some projects I'm working on lately. So these are some of my PDFs from other Google notebooks. You can see there's some crazy stuff I'm doing in here. So yeah, we're going to take a look at that in just a minute. And I can grab all of them if I wanted to. So anything that's on my drive, I can go in there and just grab it and go, right? Here's a new project I'm working on now, new business yeah. So the other sources that I suggest that you try is not only YouTube, which is pretty fantastic. Now, if you're paying the $20 a month, two things to do. One, get their AI plan. Do not get their hard drive plan. They're two different ones. Both of them are $20. But if you do a lot of generations, you want the AI plan because you can add on more AI. If you're on the other plan, you get your 5 terabytes or 10 terabytes of free hard drive space, which I haven't even finished myself. But you have 300 inputs of resources, right? So Google Drive, websites, and what you can do also, which I highly recommend, is I come over here and I use my Grok over here in the corner. Let me close this guy. And I come over here and I use my Comet to tell me, find the best URLs, separate it by commas that I can copy and paste in here to basically put this in. So you could literally paste in 1 URL or 10,000 URLs. So use Gemini to basically get a list of all the things you want to ingest. And then when you insert it, all of them come in here on the left. Now, this is based upon the stuff in my book. So this is all of here's Stephen Colbert's monologue, for example, because that figures into my book. We've got a whole TikTok range of all the things they've ever talked about. So this is the source material, so I can open it up in a tab and go directly to the source. And then I can also come right here and I can search for more information. I could do a deep research, tell me everything about Palantir and Peter Thiel that's new this year. So right here is the chat that I can then talk to. Guess who? So I got all those sources brought in. I can copy and paste text, and I've got 300. That is 10 million words. That is 8 full Harry Potters, just to give you a concept of the idea, per notebook. If I switch on over here to my Year Without Summer project, this has same kind of thing, right? And if I take a look, I'm just going to show you real quickly. So this is what I can produce. This is a slideshow, and I'm going to show you how this is where we're going to go on the output. And this is a slideshow. I'm creating one on everything that I do. So this is my Frankenstein character, and this is Call Me Frank, Call My Name, I Am Love, I Am Flame, I Give More Than I Take. So this is lyrics from the songs that it's transcribed for us. So this is one on Grok. So it's got my PDF, my series. This is the Bible. This is the pitch deck, the philosophy of everything. Then it summarizes here, and then it can go to that actual document to find out the original document. And you've got the whole document here. So if you ask it to explain the character of Strawberry Fields, So it's going to go through and it's going to explain it. So this is using, I'm going to put this assistant to bed for a minute. So let's comment over the side. So it's going to review the material and then put it together here. So what you can do with this is you can refine this information that's on the left, and you can get it to even be tighter sources, or you can find your focus here. So my big thing about is that you're curating all the knowledge that you want to make sure that's your foundational truth. And then here's the name. The name is a dual reference to the Beatles song Strawberry Fields Forever, symbolizing innocence and nostalgia, and an early AI programming bug where a model struggled to correctly count the number of R's in the word strawberry. Where did that come from? There it is right there. This is from my document. It tells me document number 2, document number 4. This is another reference to it, right? Code name phrase, Strawberry Fields Forever, serves as a secret Sibboleth, I don't even know what that word means, but and authentication code for the Human Resistance Network. Where is that? Okay, so you can come over here and find out where that's at, and it's going to take you to that place. Look at this. So that's out of 20, 30 documents that I've basically put everything I want in there. And I've got podcasts in here. And then when you have this right here, you can say, you know what? Let me save that note, or let me copy and paste it into a document over here. So now that becomes a document over here. And then when I have a bunch of these documents where I've focused my energy, so you have a giant library of all knowledge of human beings. You're making a sub library that's only the stuff grounded on truth. That means there's zero hallucinations. Unless you put junk in there, you're going to get perfect stuff on the way out. So what I use for the center section is to refine all the information. So I know exactly what's in there, and then I can ask it, what's in there that might not be correct factually? Fact check me. It's got Google. It's going to fact check based on the information that's there. And then I could take that out. So you can always turn off your information. So if you don't need this one right now and you want to query about something else, you can turn these on and off as you want, and then make a query and then make a thing over here. All right. So then we've got audio overviews. So always hit the pencil. And here's why. Because the deep dive is going to be a short or default or long. So it could be like 27 minutes. I mean, it's insane how long it'll go. A short one I could do real quickly for you if you want, which is a deep dive between two hosts talking about this stuff. Then a brief bite-sized one, which is an overview to grasp the core ideas from your sources quickly, or a critique, which is to go give feedback to it. Oh my God, that's so great, right? I'm going to go to default. And debate. So if you're debating with someone whether or not AI-generated artwork is stealing from artists, and you're preparing for a date where you're going to be on a TV show, guess what? Do that. And then you can break into the conversation, or you can take one side or another and debate back and forth, or have it debate for you. And then how do you specify it? You type right here what exactly you wanted to do in this debate. Debate for me. Here we go. Debate for me whether Colossus or Strawberry Fields is better for the world, in this case, of the book of Grok. I have to spell out Grok because I have a tendency. So I'm just going to let that simmer over here. So it's generating that right now. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to take a look at the last one I did. So what I'm going to show you is this is how I got my film stills. So if you watched it, this is actually unmarked vans filled with sophisticated tech are tracked behind polling stations on election night. All right, so this is right from my book. So what did I say to get this? Take a look at this. So this is literally the two characters. Now, Rick looks about like this. He's 10 years older than Laura. It's got Lisa in there because one of the documents I had originally, I may go back to it. My ex-wife said it's okay if I want to use it. But you've got this entire environment. So how did I get these wonderful pictures? This is literally visualizations as if it's shot on an anamorphic lens. Take a look at the lens flare in the bottom right. So I just did this one tonight, right? And I'm going to show you what it is. So here's Big Balls, right? He's getting the back door of the DOGE, right? And there he is sucking up data on Americans. And there he is. And there they are. Unfortunately, it puts FM dim condensed light. That's the typeface it's using, because I said something like, put the typeface in the bottom right hand corner, whatever. So the guilt-ridden creator of Colossus, Dr. Hayes, leaks a critical data chip to undercover Rick, shot on blah, blah, blah. Okay, so, and then there's information, right? So this is Colossus Rising. So this is what I did, is I took these images, and in fact, I'll do a couple of these right now. Let me see. There's AOC planning out strategy. There she is, the White House in the background. I'm going to come back to this one. This looks like a good one. And I'm just going to take this image, and I'm going to save the image as test. I'm just going to call it test. And I'm going to put it on my desktop just so I can show you what I did to make the movie, right? And actually, I did a couple other things differently, but this is the idea. So this is Dr. Patel Ferrari. She is the head of, guess what? She's the head of Strawberry Fields. That is the AI that she stole from OpenAI back in November of last year. If you remember this, there was a time period where they shut it down for a little bit because they were freaking out. And the president of the United States at the time, Biden, decided to slow things down as we kind of got our thing, because they had reached AGI, is what they were suggesting. And it flipped a bunch of switches in the federal government to basically have to have a backdoor into it. So anyway, there she is doing it. Here's AOC. She's going to become president. She's trying to strategize things. I think it's kind of weird. She's on a screen, but she's attaching these little strings to it. Gathering evidence of constitutional violations. AOC prepares the institutional resistance to the coup of, the coup attempt, right? And then here is, she's pregnant now. Spoiler alert. Project Strawberry Fields, right? But they're leaking some information, right? And then a clone Mozart played an athletic. Yeah, this is a little bit weird. The cloning part's a bit strange. And here's Maria Curie, raised in a vapid socialite family where scientific brilliance is ignored for social status. So it kind of made that one up, I think. And this is a clone Napoleon. And then here's, okay, so I'm going to take this one and save it too. Let's see, because this will be fun, right? Test 2. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go through this. But before we go there, so this is basically, I told it to make, in fact, let's take a look. This is the magic sauce right here. Do you see this? About book, one classic film, stills full frame, text small bottom right, hand corner, right hand corner, should be one word. Just a one sentence description of what's going on in this part of the film. Hit all the high excitement portions of the first book, follow the American Empire, fall of the American Empire. So I should stop. And then the visual style is 16:9, shot on 35 millimeter anamorphic lenses, right? A visual style fusion of Blade Runner and a neon noir, Dan Brown political thriller aesthetic. That's it. High contrast lighting, deep shadows, atmospheric smoke, and rain. Ultra detailed textures, no text, no captions, no watermarks within the image frame. Full screen visuals, storytelling, and then all that stuff, right? And so I did that multiple times. So you can take that, and then this has a separate set of components. So I wanted to talk about the cloning part. So this is all about cloning. And then I had just learned that I want the text in the bottom right-hand corner so it doesn't get in the way. So this is Mozart's hair follicle, and Da Vinci and Einstein. And Joan of Arc is over to the right. They didn't save history. They stole it. Find Mozart's hair. So this is interesting. Nature versus nurture. So these are the folks going out into the wilderness. There's, guess who? That's Leonardo da Vinci as a street painter, right? And there's Joan of Arc and Elon Musk. And look who this looks like. So this is a clone of Leonardo da Vinci. And guess who it looks like? Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, that's just too cool, right? I think that's great. And he looks like he's Neo in that final thing, right? So I'm going to have to do that one. Oop, I need to use a different name. All right, so let me do this. 5. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go through this. So the trick to doing this is to get what you want, figure out what style you want, figure out how to describe it. If you don't know how, ask Google or Gemini, right? Ask Gemini, how do I prompt to get this? There's the clone of a young Einstein, right? All right, so let me go on over and I'm going to switch over to Grok. Here we are. This is one of the images that I had before. Here's some stuff I've been working on today. And these are some scenes. Just here's from the movie, right? So there's the Rise, right? Well, this is the Rise song that you saw, and the light pops off. And then this was the previous version. So here's what you do. First, you come over here and you grab a picture. So upload a file. And I'm going to go to my desktop and I'm going to find those test number 1. There we go. So I'm going to upload that image and it automatically starts to make a video, right? Now, what you can do is if you have like the text in the bottom right-hand corner, you can say take the text out by just editing that. But it literally is 60% of the way through making a video. So I'm going to see by itself, without me doing a darn thing, what is Grok going to turn this video into. Now I'm paying, I think, $30 a month, something like that. And $20 a month maybe. And it does as many as I could ever do. Now it's weird this guy's hand is over there, but I haven't told it to do anything. And here's heart rate and consensus. And ooh, it even added this little thing over in the corner. And if I so I'm going to turn that off because that gets really annoying after a while. And then I can come up here and I can say, you know what? Let's upscale that video. And in literally about 8 seconds, you'll see this turn into an HD TV icon up here, letting me know that that's now HD. What do I do with it? I download it. Bingo. I've got my video. That's it. Not bad, huh? So this is not quite 4K. I think it's 720 at this point. The HD, I think, gets me to 1000. You'll take a look at that in a minute. In fact, you know what? Let's hide this for a second. I'm giving away all the backside of this whole thing here. There's my links that I've got prepared. And here is Grok video. There we go. So that's basically 1080p. It's still got some funky text over there. And there I can watch it and add to it. Okay, so that's definitely not enough, right? So I started there and I did literally 1,000 of these. Yeah, if you want to see these, just to give you an idea, here's some really weird ones. Oh, this is one I did just for fun. Here's Scooby-Doo, just because I had to have. And guess who I have playing the the evil couple in the back? You got Scooby-Doo in action. And of course, I tried variations on this one. We've got the Jetsons flying. And I've got Christina Hendricks as the co-star. And yeah, so, you know, you can have some real fun with this. And then I've got some really weird ones. Like this is one of my decks talking about the extraction economy and blah, blah, blah. So it's self-domesticated apes and the desert of the real. So you can sit here and just kind of iterate over and over again. So some of the really cool ones. So if I use prompts like I know, Joel Peter Witkin style mixed with Matt Mahurin and Brooke Shaden. So you get weird stuff like this, and give me Mad Lib's version of this, right? So all of these things, this is the original one. And then I put in a prompt and voice announcers speaking like Rod Sterling. Here we go. Holy cow. So it said what I said for it to say, right?
Hey, Rick, we're not getting your audio off of your screen. I think you need to share the tab with the audio.
Share the tab with the audio.
So you have to stop your screen share and then restart, and make sure when you share the tab, you click the box for audio.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I think what I'll do is I'll just show you the visuals for now, and then we'll come back and I'll reset it.
Sure, I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm surprised it doesn't come through because it doesn't come through on my headsets. Here's the self-domesticated ape I did earlier today. And you can load up any pictures you want. Okay. So not only can you load up pictures and then you get this, right? So you might notice that these are all of the frames that I did by having my still images made over in Notebook LM. And then I brought them in here, separated them out as PDFs. So just to give you an idea what that looks like. Yeah, so you can see every one of my frames is here. Some of them took a couple of prompts. Some of them, like this one. Here's the last version of it. I like this one. So I had it having a VR. We follow him as he runs past well after a row of glowing orange and blue pod people with VR headsets. It led 10 stories tall, seemingly forever. Camera follows him all the way through and let him run ahead and to get a greater view of all of the pods. Okay, so that's the directions of the cameras. Now, I didn't spend time. I just did it because I had one night and I just wanted to vibe code it. So this is what I got the third time. And that doesn't look right because it doesn't look like the water can be held in those containers, right? So I kind of, and then this is the one before that. And he's looking shocked. And I want him to get in there and really have something. So this was the original one. So when I loaded up just the image, they had nowhere to go. And it said the battle for the soul, right? So I had to prompt it a couple times. And that's basically it. But that's as simple as it gets. So all of these have just these enormously capable. I mean, is the resolution fantastic? No. Now, what I would do is I'd go over to Krea, for example. If I went over to Krea, let me just type that in real quick. If I go into Krea, I can come in here and I can upscale any of my videos, just upload them. And I've got a couple of pre-made ones here for you to give you an idea. Here's this one. Sorry, that one failed. It actually succeeded, and I'll show you. There we go. So there's Mao Zedong in high resolution, right? And just to show you that that's for real, here's Mao Zedong. So he's in capitalist pro-democracy rally in Hong Kong. That's Mao Zedong, right? So then I've got this one, which is a tracking shot that kind of got messed up. And then his eyes open up, right? So I can take these and make them higher resolution. This one took me a little bit. I had to find the right model that would do it because these women are nude. I mean, you know, I don't know if we can show this on TV, but anyway, we can do it anyway. They're plastic mannequins. They're not, they're nothing nude. Anyway, in fact, they took down my advertisement because of some weird stuff. But yeah, so I can do still pictures. I can do animations. I can do this one. And in Krea, if I wanted to, I could come in here with any still image. I can then go over to video. So if you take a look at what we've got here, this is our tool time episode, right? So here's where we did comment. This is how I do it. I load up 2 pictures, so we use the parameters. So there's the picture before. That's the start frame with nothing in it. And then this is the one with comment in it, right? And so all I do is just have it go from one to the next and a little drop. So transition from one photo to the next. And then I've got stuff like this. So this is Krea. This is a little bit advanced, all this kind of stuff I've got going on here, but this is a children's book I'm kind of working on too now, as if I don't have enough stuff going on. And you can use all these different models. So that's the cool thing about it. Higgsfield is great for this too. This has all these new models, and it has, you know, God, just everything in it. It's a one-stop shop. You got real-time stuff. You've got every one of these tools. And Nano Banana is built in motion transfer, which means I can do one thing and get the other. And also character train on all my characters, which I have a bunch of those already set up. So I can load up my character and then work from that. So that allows me to do some really cool, fun stuff with it. So here's some, oops. All right. Got to bleep out of that real quick. We got to cut that tape. Okay. So getting back to the idea of Grok, then I take it over to Grok and do the animation. And then I'm going to show you just a quick PowerPoint presentation. I think I will stop sharing perhaps for a second. Let me see if I can do that. Can you bring us back to set for a second, Brandon? Take me off screen sharing. Okay. So what can you hear? Can you hear me during? You're muted.
Yeah, we'll fix some of this in post.
Okay. Yeah, there were like there's like 10 seconds of me not talking in the premiere. There wasn't much said there, so don't worry about it. But thanks for the folks that let me know that there was a bit missing. They declined my advertisement. I had set to spend $200 on it because it was political. So I have to put a
Interesting.
disclaimer on there, and I'm going to petition to try to get it taken care of. Yeah, Colbert is definitely the guy, right? Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to share one more time, and I'm going to share. Ooh, oh, I was still sharing. Okay, let me go ahead and
And make sure you check
share.
the box for audio if you want audio.
Yes. So I want to share my PowerPoint. How do I do that? Window.
And you should have a button for share share system
Yeah.
audio.
Yep. Got that. Let me go
And
to.
I see the little audio icon now. And hey, Oscar, our third amigo has just jumped onto this.
Yeah. Hey, Oscar. How goes it? He is our. Okay, so I'm going to share first the Grok. Can you see the Grok one now?
I see the American Civil War.
Oh, okay. I shared the wrong one. You know what? Let me go over to. Well, yeah. Let me undo this again. Hold on. Yeah. So you can only share one panel at a time. How about that? Okay. How do I stop this? Oh,
If
stop
you want
sharing.
extra sound, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I want sound. I don't know that we need sound. Let me just go ahead and just share the whole darn thing here. Slides and PDFs? No. Share screen. Okay, I'm just going to do the whole thing. You'll be able to tell what's going on. There's just some sound effects. There's some content there that does have sound, but it's not really that exciting. And if you've watched the show, which I hope you did, so what we're trying to do is get a lot of hours and time. So this is one I'll share later. The Grok video is basically, now you see the Grok one?
Yes.
Okay. So this is prompting using Gemini. So the way I did it is I loaded Gemini up, and in the bottom left-hand corner, let me switch over and just show you that real quickly too, because that's kind of cool to see. So if you want to bring up some tools, there's Notebook LM right there. So this is Gemini, and you say Google Notebook LM, which one of the books you want to share? The Year Without Summer or Grok or whatever it happens to be. So here they all are. So I have, I think, 477 of these. It's kind of crazy. What does that mean? That means everything you have in there is now in the memory of Google. So you can then say, make me the cover of the book, all three books, and then it's got the context of everything that it's ever got. And if I want to specifically get it to work, I add some images and import some stuff. And then I want to use the tools like create images. And then now I can take my Google Notebook and I can go over to Canvas, or I can do guided learning. That's for another day. We'll definitely do that in the future, but just let you know, this is where you can do it. Now, here's a little trick for you. If you're on your phone using Gemini, you have to go to the browser version of Gemini. Why? Because they haven't integrated it with the app yet. But by the end of this month, they will. So you'll get this little plus sign, and you'll import code, photos, add from Google Drive, upload files just like you can. But this is fundamentally just genius. So now the engine of your custom designed brain is now available to Gemini to do whatever the heck you want. And there's a lot you can do, deep research and pro and all this kind of stuff, fast thinking. You have to go to big thinking here if you want to get some really good stuff going, especially if it's smart stuff about anatomy and physiology and you're trying to do illustrations. Just an FYI for you. You'll learn all this kind of stuff this weekend. Okay. All right. So going back over to my slideshows. So we're going to go to the Grok video. So this is the beginning one, and you can see it spelled my name right on all three. It made its own images, but the Fall of the American Empire, the Rise of the Phoenix and the Gilded Cage, and the Return to Eden is absolutely correct. Washington Post, almost perfect, pretty good. Their press pass should also say Washington Post, and you can see there's text in the foreground. So Colossus is watching, that's part of it. And then a Nikon, it's not quite the model I asked for, the Z8, which is what I have. And then it's almost Donald Trump at the top left, but not quite. So that's pretty impressive though, right? I would say. So going from there, this is what I use to get these pictures, more or less. The big parts are here, cinematic film stills. So if you wanted to have something in Mad Magazine style, or like, let's say your entire slide deck designed by, I don't know, Van Gogh, in the style of Van Gogh. And then you come over here and added videos in Grok, and then you've got Van Gogh with running, bits of paint. And the visual style, a fusion of Blade Runner 2049, neon noir, and Dan Brown political thriller aesthetics. Okay. And then make 15 movie slides from a political science fiction thriller. I kind of said it again, mixed with Blade Runner, blah, blah, blah. I need to make a short storyboard of visuals with each of the 15 plot points of the scenes as they would weave into the second book of the trilogy. Now, to get it even better, I said second book only in the top. And that gave me a little bit better. So if you have specific parts of your corpus information, or what I really should have done, load each book up one at a time, turn off the check marks on all the other books. So it's only taking those, or ask Gemini, what are the 15 most important plot points? And then tell it what those are. And then I'm directing a movie. I'm fricking Steven Spielberg. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So that got me this image. Yep. So this is one of the scenes in book 2, and there is Einstein opening his eyes. So these pods age the people to an appropriate age. I think I went too far on this one. It should have been in his 20s or 30s. And then this is the city called Dreamscape, the perfect escape. This is where all the people in the second film. You've got AI. You don't have to work. What are you going to do? So you hook yourself up in these dystopian little places, Blade Runner-esque, you can imagine, and you immerse. And what are you going to see? So basically, I got to storyboard this. I did 2 videos, each 6 seconds, excuse me. So Grok does 6 seconds, and I put them back to back. You just saw a 12-second clip. Cool. So that little bit of the end is kind of cool. So what are you dreaming about? If you didn't hear her, she's saying in a Marilyn Monroe voice, "Nice to meet you, Mr. President." So you get to be John F. Kennedy and sleep with Marilyn Monroe in your little wet dream there. So this is all about the immigration crisis, which, I'm as sad as hell, Minnesota. My deepest, sincere thoughts go to the family of that beautiful woman and her child. And my deepest, darkest anger go against our government who let this happen on their watch. So now the resolution is not great, and then you see them kind of walk in the wrong direction here. But there you go. That's a line of immigration of people going back to the country they came from. This is the mass production of all the different clones. So the clones have 2 parts, not to give too much of the story away, but one group is to supplant real people so that you can have a doppelganger of all the major players around the world to take over the world. And then the Strawberry Fields group is cloning all the good people and putting them into places like Mao Zedong and trying to be pro-capitalist in Hong Kong, for example. So the God and the machine. So now I didn't spend any time up-resing any of this. So this is at the Senate hearings and the impeachment of Donald Trump. And the problem is Colossus, which is Donald Trump's own AI that got him elected and everything else. This is a fictional account just for those YouTube video people out there and the folks at Palantir that already got a real long record of what I've been doing out there. So she is testifying with drawings that her son did when the agents came into her house. So, I mean, that's as good at acting as I'm going to get, right? And the resolution is brilliant. She's got the right number of fingers. She's holding it right. That drawing is stupid-tacular, right? And then this is my favorite moment. You get to watch Donald Trump resign. I'm resigning as the greatest president ever from the United States. So if you missed that, that's what he just said. That was so much fun. Now, here's just some fun ones that I'm doing. So this is me fighting in a war, rescuing a woman, and then weirdly choking her to death. I don't know what's going on there at the end. This is from my children's book. This is using Nana Banana and then using Grok for the first scene where she finds the monster and makes friends with it. This is my daughter on the left. This is a real photograph of my daughter on the left. That's me on the right with Mickey Mouse in 1964, I think. About right. Watch what my daughter does. You want to smell it, Daddy? Oh my God, I just cried when I saw that. And it's playing Mickey Mouse music in the background if you can't hear it there. But that's me and my sisters in Disneyland in California. We came back from Hawaii after we'd been to Greece for so long. Then this is my dangerous man. This is a little video of that. And the music's no good, so. And then there I'm Rick McCawley. Welcome to the photography show. Those are my actual photographs on the wall. And the prop started with that square section in the middle with just these little guys sitting on my shoulder. The original one's sharper, and I could probably get this to go up in resolution. I probably should. I did this just for fun. So this is the cast and crew of the Munsters with Donald Trump doing it. And you can imagine who the other people are. There's even the hand over on the left. Here's Leonardo da Vinci. This is from a whole thing about how to rocket ship for the mind. And this is him as a multidisciplinary thinker and a Renaissance man as the kind of. And then this was about the Enlightenment and the Gilded Cage, how we're being. So the book number 2 is called The Phoenix Rise into the Gilded Cage, because we have AI, but we don't know what the hell to do with it, which is, is apparent to what we're doing right now. So I just wanted for the pitch deck to have a transitional moment. On the left, you'll see this was the picture that Suno suggested for the cover of my song about the ghost orchid. So the idea is that you were looking for some woman who's a ghost. And so it took this image, and with a careful prompting, it produced this. I had the woman comes up to it and tries to reach out and touch it. Look at that. That's just beautiful. This one on the right is about the simulation or simulacra, the idea that and it created these plants that are now glowing. That was without me doing anything, just putting the picture in there. Then we've got a latte from Starbucks that I did for the holidays. These are all Grok and all free on my $20 a month plan. So I literally have been unable to say you've run too many. So the original still picture there. So I could keep on going. Now this is about prophetic dreaming, metaphor for expansion, blah, blah, blah. So the idea was Neil Armstrong, or was it Neil Armstrong? It was, anyways, and one of the astronauts on the moon took a picture of Earth and it looked like a blue dot. So I imagined that in my visionary mythology. And I was talking about expanding the mind and what that would look like. And there you go. Isn't that beautiful? And then just the machine, right? The data flow and how much we are part of the machine. I mean, just so I'm unlimited by my imagination. I thought of Kelly Bosch. Is that how you pronounce her name? She corrected us on the station the other day.
Yeah, it's Kelly Besh.
Kelly Besh. Oh my God!
And it was Carl. It was Carl Sagan from the Voyager 1 at the limit of our solar system that came back to turn around for the pale blue dot.
Yes, the pale blue dot. That's it, right? Yeah. So in fact, Voyager is out there, gotten even further. I think it's 2.2 light years away now, or something like this.
Yeah,
I forget.
It's
still sending back
plugging.
stuff. Right. And when was that built? Like in the 80s? I mean, that's got a Mac Plus on there. 70s. Yeah, that's nuts. But it's still working. Yeah. So hopefully
we'll just stick the Energizer batteries in it and they just keep going and going.
Yeah, right. So there's little things. So this one I'm turning into a story using the methodology. You got horses. So I cherry picked a couple that I thought were really good from the children's book. I'm thinking about doing the whole children's book this way because this is legit good enough. Then I can swap out your faces, and this is for our show, which you're going to see more of these coming up real soon as we get this sort of thing together. Oh, hey, is Claire and Genie in a Bottle with us?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, and this is their song, and then I animated it.
That's amazing.
It was a beautiful experience. We spent the afternoon together, and then I took the transcripts and literally from our story wrote this beautiful song called Stardust to Starlight, the 1,000-Day Prize. Yeah, which is going to be published near you. So let me get
And,
back out of here because we're running out of time. Yeah.